Hello, ladies, and welcome back to part 2 about dating apps and specifically about my Tinder experiences. And if I are asking why am I putting this random pins, because I have a stain that I couldn't take away, and that's why I thought if I will leave this like that, it will be very random. I will have another pin. And as Carla Rockmore says, the pins are like the middle child, something in between the earrings and the necklace. Although we can do lots of things with them, but we are not using them enough. One is called saying girl scan, and the other one is saying fueled caffeine feminist. But for me, feminism is equal opportunity and rights, not the mess that's happening now with what toxic women are doing. And I'm not calling it feminism anymore. What's happening now, I'm calling it feminism. Okay, story for another day. We go to part 2 about dating apps and my experiences. Background, a quick story. I am Egyptian. I'm 44. Turning 44. I am living in Sweden. And I have 2 boys from 2 previous marriages. And now I'm with a gorgeous, amazing, one of a kind Danish man, and I will tell you my experiences about dating apps. I have met my first man where I had my second child, the Swedish man, 8 years ago, and we stayed together 5 years, and then we divorced, and then after 2 years I met Thomas, and I am with Thomas, my lovely, gorgeous husband. So but also quick thing for people who will always think not the nice people. Oh, yes, Egyptian, she has been marrying a Scandinavian to have the papers. I'm sorry. No, I had all my papers in order before I meet any man. Story for another day, and I will tell you this story in details, which is very important for women, but in another video. Okay, so I had the first video about when we are chatting still about with men or our profile on Tinder, yeah? And I will not guarantee for you that you will definitely get a man after watching my video, but I will guarantee for you that you will never be heartbroken, you will never be misused, you will never be abused, and you will never be manipulated if you are watching my video till the end. 8 years experience. Oh no, like I had many experiences with Tinder or dating apps, so you are getting now the summary, the realistic one from a very normal woman without 7,000 kilo of botox and without fillers or filters or anything. I'm like any ordinary woman who wanted to be meeting a man and settling down, and I didn't have any agendas when I'm meeting the man. Okay, so we talked about the first one, as we said, when you are meeting the man, and the conversation and your bio and everything. Now we are going to talk about when you meet the man. When you meet the man, I will say, will be also 7 points, 7 things. First of all, again, I will be stressing on the fact, do not wear clothes which is too much skin. Please, please, please. When you are wearing very seductive, tempting clothes, the men are anyhow thinking about the hunt at the end. You are distracting them because they are thinking about what is behind this thin, transparent clothes, tight skirt, tight shirt, whatever. So please, please, please be as much as possible modest in your first date, because this is going to save for you lots of time. Because when a man see a modest woman wearing modest woman, by the way, I will not say that I was always modest. I'm not always modest in my clothes. I am mixing, I'm doing my best, but I'm not always modest. But I will say mostly I am. But I'm now talking about a date. The first one, please wear modest clothes. Yes. Also, with this first point about clothing or clothes, wear comfortable clothes. For plus size curvy women, hello, I know you, I feel you, I have been there. Don't wear a tight shaper. You will be breathless. you will be uncomfortable, and you will hate it, and it will end up that you will go to the toilet to take it away. It's very important not to fool the person whom you are with. He will see you anyway. He will see you one day when you are undressed, sooner or later. There is no point of this shaper. I know we are wearing the shaper to make our shape looking better when we are wearing the dress or the skirt or whatever. But the problem sometimes with the too much shaping, first of all, it's misleading. So next time, if he saw you by chance, before the second date, without you the shaper, he will say, oh, she looks strange, she didn't look like this the first time, because there are shapers that really snitch. Yeah. Two, why should you be uncomfortable? For what? You are comfortable. You have to look beautiful, you have to look amazing, you have to be glowing, but do not put yourself in this much ordeal. Seriously, it wouldn't make that much of a difference with a shaper or not shaper. Another thing, when I'm talking about be comfortable, do not wear high heels or thin high heels in the first date for few things. One, maybe after you have the drink or the coffee or the dinner, you are going to have a walk. You do not need to be walking like a penguin because of the heels. Two, and I know it's a very dramatic thing, but you never know who is this person. Maybe you need to be running for your life. I'm serious. You have to be wearing something comfortable. You never know what will this person be. So no, you are wearing something comfortable for yourself. You are wearing something comfortable for your safety. Okay. Two, I am not a drinker at all. I never drink. If you are going for a date, please do not drink alcohol, especially if you are a person who, this is an allergy spot. Yeah, we said this is a raw natural video. I'm not going to edit it, so I'm sharing with you that I got an allergy. Oh no, whatever, or this gist as they call it, or just whatever. Do not drink alcohol, because women are not the same when they are drinking alcohol. So you could be the unpleasant side of yourself, which is not yourself in true life. So do not do it. Also, another reason, you never know the person whom you are with. So you need to be sober. Please be sober, and you can have coffee, and you can have the drink that you want to have when you go back home. Three, when you are with a man, please, when you are in this meeting, try to be natural. Try to be natural in your body language. Try to be natural in your facial expressions. Try to be natural in how you are carrying yourself. A confident woman doesn't need to be wearing another character when she's in a date. They can read it. If you are going for a serious relationship, you do not need to be pretending someone else. Again, I am mostly here talking about women who have been in relationships before, or they have been married, they have children. So maybe my video is a little bit for women who had the experience of life. You do not need to do this, my dear, anymore. We have been there. We have been masking ourselves. We have been making up ourselves in characters, which is not us. And it always, the relationships, at the end of the day, it ends in a kaput. So three, please be yourself. Four, if you are strong, independent women, please understand that men doesn't want to listen to this or to hear it. I am talking to you from experience. They do not need to hear it. If you want to say that you are strong, independent woman, it will be manifesting in your character, in the way you talk, in the way you carry yourself, in the way you think, in the topics you are talking about. You do not need at all to be stressing this part over and over and over, because a man, when he is, I'm talking now about heterosexual relationships. A man who is going to go to meet a woman, he is not looking to be dating another masculine man. He is looking to the feminine side, not the masculine side of you. Yeah. every woman have the masculine side and the feminine side. Please show more of your feminine side so he can be comfortable of showing more of his masculine side. 5, and the most important thing, do not split bills. I'm sorry. And make it very clear that you not split bills. By the way, but you say it in a nice way. Mentioning that you do not split bills, it can filter for you many men. I am not saying that you have to be going for an expensive dinner the first date. You can go for coffee and cake. You can go for gelato and a walk. You can go for a amusement park, but do not pay anything. Again, I know cultures is different in here. Women especially are having their own point of view in this, but let the men do it. When they are paying, most of the time the real men are proud of doing it, because they are in the back of their head, we are the ones who take care of women. If you are looking for a real masculine alpha man, let them pay and make it clear, because if you say no, it's 50-50, and you have to understand that this will be the 50-50 mentality in everything. And we will do a separate video why I do not split bills. I buy expensive gifts, but I do not split gifts. Yeah, I don't split bills. Story for another video. Don't make it sure that you do not split bills. This is my opinion for women who are still believe that men are for workforce and women are for home, for taking care of her children, and for working if she wants to. By the way, I have been always working full-time job. Now I'm studying. I'm having my 2nd degree. So I am a person who is married with children and working, or currently I'm studying. But I am let this feminine side of you show up, please. Yeah, this was my 5th point. And I know it can have a little bit of controversy. But as I said, I will do a video about why we do not split bills. Number 6. Please, when you are talking to a man, especially in the first dates, I'm guilty with this. I am a very politically incorrect person. Maybe I was so lucky with the men I have met that they can tolerate me. But do not be, I wouldn't say I'm a cynical person. I am a sarcastic person. So I'm very good in picking up in men that I'm meeting and about everything which is different than my original culture, which is Egypt. And I have been living in Sweden forever. So I am very cynical, but first date, try not to be, please, if you are cynical like me, relax a little bit. Again, maybe I was lucky that I didn't reach the point of offending anyone because they were funny, or because they wanted to have a good time, or because they really wanted to know me and see this side. Back also about politically incorrect and cynical. For all the men I met, I would say I was very exotic for them. Egyptian women in Scandinavian countries are rare. We are very rare. And of course, they always relate us to the Egyptian culture, to the pharaohs, to the queens and everything, to the desert. So Cleopatra, Hatshepsut, and etc. So I am so proud of myself as a person, and I have real pride in my culture. And I can be a little bit patronizing, and I can be a little bit offensive, to be honest. I have to be very honest in this. But you need to relax with this. If you are a person like me with that, relax the first date. You never understand. You never know if this person is able to process your humor or not. Especially that humor sometimes need previous encounters. So you can be building a tempo. Not everyone can understand every kind of humor, yes? And especially if you are doing word playing. You need to be waiting a little bit so the person already know you enough so they can understand the nature of your humor. So they can catch up and they can follow with it. But already the person in the first day, they are already tense. So relax with the politically incorrect attitude, or you're being cynical for your second, third, and fourth date. This was my 6th point. My 7th and last point for today. You have to, and because of there is this, what was the word called? What's it called? Leminance, being leminant. Wait with me. Yes, we check leminant. Leminant, when you get so attached to a person from the beginning, when you do not know each other yet. Is it leminant? Yeah. As I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to edit the video. Yes, when you are having this attachment with the person, and you think, oh, this is the man I will marry, I will be talking about leminancy, yeah? Okay, anyhow, leminant. It is when you are building, when you are so much attached to the person, and you think that this will be the one, and you start to be so intense and calling and everything. By the way, he's a person that is the first time you met or the second time you met, and do not build all these dreams from the beginning. There are women literally who finish the first date talking about children name. Too early, my dear. Too early, like really too early. Oh, again, I can't say that much about being too early, because I have my own story. I didn't share still my own personal story when I got married and what happened after my first dates. But too early. Yeah, do not think that this is a person that you definitely is going to build a life with. Relax. You have to be absolutely relaxed, and you don't have to be talking about very serious topic. Like, for example, what do you think of marriage? You do not need to talk about this the first or second day. By the way, quick story, personal story. When I asked Thomas the second time, do you want to get married? He said, absolutely not. Thomas was married for 16 years, have 2 children, who already flew out the nest and everything. I said, okay, no problem. The 4th date, he was asking me to be married. So maybe because in the first dates, men are still trying to shape themselves and try to know you and try to show the best of them, and also want to be honest. They are even in more complicated situation than you, by the way. So do not talk about these serious existential things about life. Make it, please, light. And after you leave, after your first date, you can simply, if you like the person, text them, thank you for the meeting, it was lovely, cup of coffee. If you liked them. If you didn't like them, I will say, for you it's like a no-go. Thank you so much for the cup of coffee date. I really liked you, this and this and that, but I think we have fundamental differences, and I do not think it will be working out. That's it. Simple and ta-ta-ta. If, for example, you sent him a message and he didn't reply, you do not need to be expecting, maybe he didn't see it, maybe he didn't receive it, maybe someone saw it from his friends and deleted it. You do not need to do any of these things. I will say it always, when a man is interested, he will be chasing you to the last breath he has. He will make sure to pin you down, to what? Not pin you down, to keep you, to make sure that you will be his, to show up and everything. So you do not need to send 7,000 messages. I would say one message is enough, and it shows that you are interested, and you do not have to be sending it straight away. You can send it when you get back home. Again, as I said in my first video, I will remind you of something very important. When you are thinking about dating apps, always remember the culture of the video, the culture, not the video, the culture of the person, the your the country you are living in, to make sure that you are safe if something happened to you, and you can find a system or authority to be helping or saving you. And also not because of also the country, it's because of also the environment of dating is always different from one country to another. In my opinion, although Sweden, unfortunately, sadly, a country which is 10 million, has the highest incel per capita in the whole Europe, it's a shame. But again, I would say I was very lucky in my dates. I have never faced any problems, but always because men still, I would say, of course, not everyone is incel, but men know how to respect women in Sweden or in Scandinavia. I would say from my experience, it was mainly Danish and Swedish, but now I'm with my gorgeous Danish Thomas. So the culture of the person make a big of difference, and how he thinks of the woman, the country you are living in, how they are, how do they look to women, and what kind of law they are offering or they are providing for women, and also the education. Also, this is very important when we're talking about the country, because there are the countries that is embedding and is planting education to talk about equality and equity and the respect to women. So that's why we say country is very important. Yeah. The third thing is, what is your age? It's very different when you are on the dating app, when you are 23 or you are 43. The last thing, your marital status or your status is big difference. If it's the first time for you to get married, it's absolutely different. If you were previously married, if you have children or you do not have children, then that's why I always say, take what I say with a grain of salt. Again, you couldn't, of course, say that what I say is the right thing for everyone. I always think about the context I'm talking about. Thank you so much, and I will be doing to you another video about this topic later. Thank you. Bye.